only been a colleague, but also a trusted advisor, a valued customer, and a dear friend for over 15 years. As I reflect on our time together, I am filled with so much gratitude and admiration. In the beginning, it was clear that working with you would be a unique experience, though I had no idea how enriching it would be. I was both excited and terrified to walk onto campus to take on the summer utility project tied to Siegel Hall. When I met you, I interpreted your demeanor as no nonsense. I understood that failure was not an option, but I did not yet know the level to which I needed to pay attention to the details of everyday life on campus. I recall my first mistake of leaving 2 squares of sidewalk near the north entrance to Anheuser-Busch Hall open. You called me down one afternoon and made it clear that the squares were to be infilled by morning. Being that I was a new project engineer and all the workforce had left for the day, I made do with what I had. I shoveled clean rock into a 5-gallon bucket near Siegel and carried them down the stairs until I filled that sidewalk. The next morning, bright and early, you called me down to review the walk. I thought I had earned a pat on the back for all that hard labor, but I was quite mistaken. You asked me how a woman in high heels would walk across that sidewalk. I did not have a great answer. The solution was not acceptable. While it was a hard lesson, that lesson taught me a great deal about how you cared for the campus and how I need to do the same. We went on to build over 50 projects together. Craig, you need to give up your prize. Your dedication to delivering a quality project was evident in every project we undertook. You taught me so much about construction and building, while challenging me to do better and more prepared to answer to stakeholders at every step. You have been at the table solving problems alongside our team from the start. No challenge was too great, no issue too complex. Every one of those jobs had a story, but several resulted in memorable awards and celebrations. Beyond the seriousness and stress of construction, you brought something even better to the job site: laughter. You had a knack for lightening the tense OAC meeting with a wise joke or a smart-ass rebuttal. And it also speaks of Rogan Bingo here. Some of you may not be familiar with that. You'll have to ask about it. You taught me the smelliest cheese to place in someone's office drawer is Limburger. I learned that the best paint color is poppy. I learned that, like a tree falling in the forest, training never happened if it wasn't recorded. I learned that building occupants expect construction to be quiet. I learned that there is always more than one source for a leak. That's only page 1, there's 5 pages. I learned that type parameters on nitrogen generation can be hard. I learned that small cars can drive over pedestrian bridges. I learned that people hate sweet gum trees unless you're cutting them down. I learned that law school deans do not like holes in their front yard. I learned that ice makers always break. I learned that law school faculty do not like to share space with social sciences faculty. I learned that there is a reason code for everything, but usually it's a 1E. Is that right, Dan? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I learned that construction auditors get paid too much. I learned about peace pipes. I learned that frit is complicated. I learned how to shoot a shotgun. I learned that book smarts are not equal to street smarts. I learned about the beer brewing process. I learned that a piece of sand or a chip in glass can make it explode spontaneously in the middle of the night. I learned that caution tape does not stop a person from walking through the terrazzo sludge, then complaining about the dust on his shiny shoes. I learned that fiberglass chilled water lines are not a great idea. You taught me so much that I could go on forever. The success that I have experienced in my career can be greatly attributed to your lessons, your trust, your faith, your leadership. Words will never sufficiently express my appreciation for you. With that, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions. While I'm excited for you to embark on this new chapter in life, I know that your presence will be deeply missed. Thank you for being extraordinary. Your legacy will continue to inspire us long after you've moved on. Every time a new project engineer is brought to a Woostel job, they learn how to put a proposed change order together in the proper manner. My parting words are actually your parting words. Some classic job site quotes from the files. Frank, we're moving the shark tank under the tightrope and flaming hoop. Tarleton PM, I look forward to the challenge. Frank, this is a means and methods issue. Tarleton PM, how is this means and methods? Frank, you means to find a method to move that dirt. We have let them run away like the guys in Washington spending money they do not have, but we cannot print it. That's Frank during a meeting about cost overruns. Page 3. Now you're poking me from the front. Frank to Tarleton PM about the staples being in the paper backwards. The little pokey things are on the front. We will have to use a weenie roller. Frank about sealing concrete under duct in the attic. Then there's a long list of all the projects we did together and a big thank you. But this touches on something that, again, I would like to enlist you guys for help. I have what I call Frankisms, and many of you guys have experienced them. Something that I have said that is worth remembering. If any of you have a Frankism you'd like to share, please go ahead and do so, and I'm going to step away from the rail. Thank you, sweetie. Can you put that in your Frank?